get into some stuff. I do have some talking points. I do have some things that I've been thinking about, and I would like to talk about some things. Let's talk about Kill Tony a little bit. The New Year's Eve show. I waited to watch that. I even avoided clips if I saw them. Because I wanted to watch it and have it be authentic the first time through. I didn't want to be spoiled or anything like that. It was pretty fun. I think I still have the same opinions on these arena shows. And I think he's not coming around to it because obviously you're going to make bank on these arena shows. You're going to make a tremendous amount of money. Why would you stop doing them? But I think he's starting to get annoyed with what happens at these arena shows, right? Because what Kill Tony is at its core, what it always has been and what it always will be, is an open mic night. And what an open mic night at an arena is going to get some very bad results. And I believe it was the first bucketful of this episode was a guy who was doing his first time doing stand-up comedy ever, and he bombed completely. And he did so bad in the interview portion, did bad all throughout. And Tony, was like, why would you do this? First time ever, don't do it on a whim, blah, blah, blah.
What made you want to start stand-up comedy tonight in an arena, not having a joke, a story, any hobbies, or anything about you in the world? What made you choose, like, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to not show them?
Yeah.
What made you, like, come up with this idea of, like, maybe if I go up there and do everything backwards, this will be great for everybody?
Then the next comic comes out, does well, and then, Tony says, "Oh, you did better than the last guy," and then he's like, "Yeah, what happened to him? He was crying backstage." So like it's not good, I don't think, for the format, and I still stand by that. Especially with how many bombs were on this show. There were some good moments. It was cool to see Harlan Williams get the Guest of the Year honors for the show. I personally, if I was giving out Guest of the Year, I would give it to, I won't tell you just yet, but it wouldn't be Harlan Williams. I do have a video coming out that I am working on that does go over my guests of the year, where I rank every single guest on Kill Tony this year in a tier list. And yeah, Harlan Williams definitely deserves his due credit. And was hilarious this year, and was hilarious on this episode too, especially when he gave the guy with the crazy eyes the sunglasses with the eyes on them. That was very, very funny. And, had a good time watching this episode. It was a solid overall episode. Somebody else I want to talk about, Fluffy, Gabriel Iglesias, man. What an excellent appearance from him during his time on Kill Tony. I had low expectations for him on the show, just based on him being mostly a clean comic and, not really having the same crowd as Tony Hinchcliffe and not having the same crowd as Kill Tony, but he comes in, he does really well. He's funny. He gives honest critiques to the open micers, and that's really what wins you over in the Kill Tony universe. And Gabriel Iglesias did an amazing job, I think. And the last thing I want to talk about, just in general, and with the Kill Tony universe and Kill Tony, is that Cam Patterson, man, he's been off for a while, man. Like, I haven't laughed at his stand-up set in months, probably. And, I think more often than not, his sets end with him saying, all right, that'll do. That's it. That's fine.
As fuck. All right, I'm done. That's good. Get me out of here. That's my time. I'll do that. That's it. There I go.
And, and that's okay. Because, Cam is, like Tony said, probably one of the fastest growing comedians in the world. And, I guess, because I didn't do any research. I can't really back that up. But I would imagine he is, ticket sales are probably good. He's always on the road. He has something to talk about all the time. So, I don't know how he does on the road. I don't know what his set is there. But if he's somebody that is super focused on hitting the road and is a better set or better bits, whatever, then he shouldn't be on Kill Tony, and that would be fine with me. And I think that'd be fine with Cam too, which is, I think just a fine parting of ways between the two parties. And so, Cam could work on possibly getting a special, and that would be big for Tony and for Kill Tony because, that would be a really big moment for Cam and a big moment for the show because you look at the guys like David Lucas who went off the show and has had a really bad run. And I think Cam Patterson can flip that. I think if he got off the show, I think he's just an overall positive guy, positive influence. I think he could, not only do good PR for Kill Tony with other guest appearances on podcasts, but I think he could do a good, hour special. For a guy that had shown some chops from time to time, especially earlier on in his Kill Tony tenure. So I would like to say that Cam Patterson can bounce back, but I think the best way for him to bounce back is if he at least took a break from Kill Tony for a little bit, And I do want to talk about stand up as a whole for just a little bit.